Cup, led by the officials from Scandinavia. The two top teams in the world, although Africans and some Asians would possibly deny that. If Bayern Munich can get over their jet lag, how will it affect them? He claims it won't affect them at all because they are strong in morale and they're young enough, he said. They can handle it. We'll see. Just clearing the debris off the field. A few water bottles. Referee checks his assistants. And we're away. The 22nd European South American contest for the Toyota Cup. Germany versus Argentina, Bayern Munich versus Boca Juniors. 22nd and possibly the last in this current form. There's negotiations going on at the moment about whether it might go to a different venue. It might even go to 2 legs. So let's make the most of this one because these really are special occasions, not only for the Japanese, but for many fans around the world. Two great clubs, and Boca here for the 2nd consecutive year, saying farewell to their outstanding coach, Carlos Bianchi. 2 trophies, the Toyota Cup, the Intercontinental Trophy, and time and perfect conditions for us to see some of the great players in the game today. Here's Sagnon. Kovac to get down the right-hand side. So it's Rodriguez with a long throw. Whereas Esquilotto tries to get it back to Riquelme, who loses it. Owen Hargreaves, who might have a more constructive role in midfield with the absence of Stefan Effenberg. Bayern's form at the moment is quite poor. They drew at home in the last match against Nuremberg and missed a penalty. That was Pizarro, the number 14 out there. They drew with Manchester United in the Champions League, not a particularly good performance. And then they, before that, lost to Werder Bremen, which knocked them off the top of the table. They're currently trailing Bayer Leverkusen in 2nd place. So they need a good performance here to improve morale. Kufor heads it away. He was unchallenged, but behind him was Barras Esquilotto. So here's Martinez again with possibly a long throw. Riquelme above him. Barras Esquilotto straight to Kahn. Big pump forward, looking for Elber, the Brazilian, and Pizarro, the Peruvian. Burdisso, the number 2, is with him. He's a young guy, played in the Argentine under-20 squad, which won that World Youth title recently, beating Ghana. But it's surprising that Boca, with their success, have not really produced lots of players for the Argentine international side, unlike Hitzfeld's team, who have internationals in 9 different countries. Not even Riquelme can get regularly into the Argentine World Cup side. This is Kovac. Foul. 2 brothers. There. This is the elder of the 2. Robert plays in defence, and Nico can play pretty well anywhere. So Owen Hargreaves is going to take this. Kufor's come up from the back. Elber, Paulo Sergio, right at the back of the box for Hargreaves' kick. Nothing like deep enough. Barras Esquilotto picks it up. Serna. apologies. He's a hard Colombian number 5 in the Argentine tradition. If that makes sense, he plays just in front of the back 4 and can dish it out and can take it. One or two people comparing Bayern Munich coming to this game very late on with the way Italy treated the Japan game recently, and they only arrived just before the match, and apparently they couldn't start running until half-time. But I think perhaps the motivation is different here. Hargreaves got a foot to it. He is playing in the more central role alongside Fink, with Kovac on the right-hand side. Good play by Pizarro. Foul. It's going to be significant how these South Americans play in the strike force for Bayern. They're very, very keen to do well here. That's the first yellow card going to Serna. Certainly he'll be getting a few more tackles. So with the throw in here, here's Vicente Lizarazu. Pizarro coming to him. This is Hargreaves. Got a bit of space to get it over. Not clean. Here's Pizarro. Nice little attempt as Hargreaves went in. Out to Barras Esqueloto. He's on his own. He's waiting for support coming from behind. He's not going to get it. He's still going to have to do it by himself and wins the throw in. Bit of histrionics in the fall. He didn't get much beyond the throw. Serna back to Rodriguez. Well controlled by Riquelme. Good pass to Martinez. Martinez has got a bit of space here. Will he have a go? He will, and it's much too optimistic. Jorge Martinez, 28-year-old, came from Independiente. Negro, they call him, scored his first goal last week. That must have made him a little bit more interested in having a shot from there, but it was not anything to trouble Khan. Pizarro won well. Hargreaves, good play to get himself a bit of space and keep Bayern in possession. He's under pressure from Riquelme. No foul. Here's Riquelme. Poor control by Delgado. Flicked on by Kovac, but not taking too many risks at the moment at the back. The fullbacks of Boca are trying to get forward as usual. Cut out by Lizarazu. Most of the noise, indeed all the noise, coming from the fairly small contingent of Boca supporters here. Not many of them travel, but they seem to muster quite a few in strength, even so far from home. Pizarro nicely laid off to Fink. Fink's away. Elba. Fink keeps going down the left, but Boca get players back in numbers. Riquelme, Traverso together. That's a good bit of play there by Riquelme, forcing the free kick. He's the player who everyone expected to join Barcelona. 5 different occasions he was going to be transferred to them, but there's always something which stops the deal, although it's not totally over. Here's Riquelme with a kick. Traverso's gone up on one side of the box, and Delgado's there too. Up goes Delgado, but was put out by Sagnol. Goal kick. One of the problems for Boca is that the financial situation within Argentina is pretty poor. You remember that there was a strike at the beginning of the season because quite a number of players weren't being paid. Even a club as successful as Boca are in financial problems, and they have to sell so many of their best players. It does mean, of course, though, that younger players get a break, and you'll find quite a few have made their mark, not only with Boca, but throughout Argentine football. You don't have the problem that some of the big European clubs have of stifling local talent because so many foreign players are imported. Certainly doesn't happen here. Another free kick. Traverso takes it down the left quickly to Riquelme. They're onto him very fast though, but how quickly and how well he gets rid of it. Traverso's ball. Well, that was a Villarreal coming in from the right-hand side. He's replaced their leading scorer at the moment. Gaitan. Is such a pity for Boca that he was injured in a warm-up on this very pitch yesterday. So that certainly weakened their options. Away by Martinez. The flag goes up for foul. Play on. Sanyal pumps one forward. Elba's here. Oh, it's back. This is a good one. Back to Paulo Sergio, the two Brazilians. The flag's gone up. I'm not sure whether the referee's seen it. Yes, he has. That was beautifully worked between the two Brazilians, Elber and Paulo Sergio. But the shot never reached the target. Nice knockback. But there's the offside. Barras Esquilotto goes nowhere. A little bit cagey at the moment. Nobody's got hold of midfield, and the defences look pretty strong. And Kovac, the elder, can't control it. Part of the strong Bayern backroom of Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Franz Beckenbauer. Uli Hoeneß is also here. As they say themselves, it's quite an easy club to run, Bayern Munich, if the three of them get together and sort things out. Now this is a good-looking run here, trying to, not sure whether they're trying to chip it to the far post or chip it over the head of the goalkeeper, Cordoba. So far, so good. He's pretty brave to sit there without a coat on, but it was much colder in Munich than it is currently here in Tokyo. Kufor, good strong header, unchallenged, great control by Pizarro. Sergio trying to get onto that one, not quite there. Pizarro's in the thick of everything. Fink driven back. No harm done, but no progress either. Free kick. He's being pretty strict, the Danish referee. And that's another of the VIPs here, Michel Platini. It's very flattering to the Toyota Cup, of course, but I think we've got to acknowledge that quite a few of them are stopping here on the way to the draw in Busan on December the 1st. But it's good to see him here anyhow. Platini, of course, was the hero of Juventus when they won here in 1985. Scored the winning penalty. The first European win, as it happened. Now it's 11-10 to South America over the years. Oh, he thought he was going to get a corner there. And I think quite a few other people did too. But not the man who counts. Well, so far, so quiet. But no sign of jet lag. Delgado to Riquelme, not quite finding the man on the right-hand side who is Villarreal. That's a poor clearance, and Sagnol gets in there to whack it away as Barras Esqueloto came in. So perhaps they are a little bit sluggish from their travels. Martinez, oh, that's a nice ball down to Delgado, but Torsten Fink's onto him very fast, and they've closed it out. Good run by Elba, nice little ball to Kovac. There goes Paulo Sergio on the left-hand side from Pizarro. Paulo Sergio going at Martinez. Away by Traverso, picked up by Riquelme. A little bit of rhythm coming into the game now. Look at the number of players who swoop onto Riquelme when he gets the ball. Taking the pass quickly for Delgado, up against Sagnol. No foul. Fink and Kovac, the younger. Forward by Lizarazu, rather aimlessly. And Boca pick up. Bordiso to Rodriguez. Forward looking for Delgado, can't find him. Now, Paulo Sergio, who likes these long runs in the freedom of the flanks. Torsten Fink. Wide out here is Kovac if Hargreaves wants him. Good challenge by young Rodriguez, 20 years of age. Closed him down very, very well there. And the Boca coach has come out onto the touchline to make a point or two. Indeed, it look as if we might be having a substitution. Certainly, we've got another 20-year-old, Jose Marie Calvo, warming up. And he looks as if he's going to come on. Is he going to come on for Serna? Oh, this will be a bad blow. Or is it Martinez? Let's have a look. It's a bad blow anyhow. Yes, it is Martinez. And this is exactly what Carlos Bianchi doesn't want. So early in the game, the 17th minute, we lose one of the fullbacks of Boca. Another fullback comes on, but it means a little bit of a disruption. Looks like a pulled thigh muscle, possibly hamstring. And that's the end of it for Jorge Martinez, 28-year-old who had that one sparkling run down the right-hand side and that big shot, you remember, over the bar. That might have done for him, but clearly upsetting for him and for his teammates. And the player coming on, who gives him his commiserations, is Jose Marie Calvo, 20 years of age, from the youth divisions of Boca. That's bad luck. And it's also a throw-in for Bayern Munich. Sagnol looping it into the area. It's not clear. Oh, that's a good effort by Pizarro. Suddenly he had a sighting on goal when nobody expected it. And certainly Oscar Cordoba didn't. It wasn't well cleared as far as the header's concerned, and the strength of, first of all, Elba, then Pizarro gave him a chance. Elba does well to hold off the defender there, and the shot just past the post. Senna offside, Delgado. Calmly finished, but he's in danger of getting a yellow card. Indeed, he does get a yellow card. He should have played to the whistle. That is unfortunate, some would say. Stupid, others would say. I don't know what happens in South America, but that's quite common for European referees to punish indiscretions like that. So that's 2 bookings, both of them to Boca Juniors. Good flick on there by Kovac. Riquelme fouled. He's very strong when he gets the ball, but they're not the first to really leaning on him hard. They certainly know who the danger man is. Cordoba came quickly to that one to try and get above the back, beyond the back 4. Nearly managed it, just not quite accurate enough. Razou and Traverso, Hargreaves, Sagnol, Kufor, good play here, getting themselves a little bit of space to clear. Elba backing into his man Bordiso well. A little bit more singing from the Boca fans, which might get some attacking life into them. We haven't seen too many assaults on Oliver Kahn's goal yet. So tightly they're marking Riquelme. Here's Delgado. Behind him he's got Calvo. Challenged by Kovac. Delgado returns to Calvo. Looks like a push there. Flags up for offside anyhow. But certainly Bayern Munich, for all their talent, aren't second when it comes to physical challenges. And the smaller, perhaps lighter Boca players up front are finding it a little bit difficult. Schiavi sort of got that one. Riquelme gets clear. Barros-Esqueloto looking for Delgado. Wasn't anything like deep enough. Poor one from Kufor. Picked up by Barros-Esqueloto. Blocked. Cleared by Torsten Fink. Calvi, that was a clever back here, but a wasted one. Spectacular fall and a free kick. The South Americans in the Bayern Munich lineup were saying how important this particular game was to them, but for Martinez, I'm afraid, a very, very different outcome. They realised, they said, how important this game is in South America. In Europe, it might not be greeted with so much excitement and awarded so much prestige, but they come from a different culture. And Albert was saying how, as a kid, he watched in 1981 Flamengo take Liverpool apart here in the second Toyota Cup, and they won 3-0. And he said that was an occasion where he said he would really enjoy being here and being part of it. His other task, of course, is to get back into the Brazilian side, which might be more difficult. Hargreaves, the space on the left. Lizarazu, Villarreal gets over to him, Lizarazu into the middle, Schiavi gets a header. Here's Kovac. 2 against 1, but Kovac, the Croatian, born in Berlin, does well, and then his pass lets him down. A couple of years older than his brother Robert, playing in defence. Not unusual, of course, for brothers to be in the Bayern side. Remember, the Rummeniggers were here for a long, long time. Followed by Rodriguez. Riquelme again beats one, but can't beat the second. They're marking him very closely, very warily. Paulo Sergio loses it. Fink to Sagnol. Good strong run wide by Pizarro and a strong tackle by Nicolas Bordiso, the 20-year-old. but definitely Bayern are looking more lively in attack. We've had one near miss from the Peruvian, Pizarro, but they look more aggressive. They look as if they've got more ideas, and they look physically stronger. In by Sagnol. Away by Traverso. Riquelme, fantastic control under physical pressure. Barras Esqueloto knocks it down to Riquelme, coming again. Tough tackle from Kirsten Fink, and again a tackle on Riquelme. Traverso trying to switch it. Calvo might get there, but he can't quite make it. So, with Riquelme so closely guarded, Boca are finding it difficult to get a bit of a rhythm. That's the way it'll stay unless they can get a bit of clearance for the number 10. But he's got such talent in small places. Lizarazu, Elba. Traverso got a foot in. Paulo Sergio against Villarreal. Oh, two players missed it. Pizarro couldn't get anywhere near it, and Cordoba gets it away. Chased by Pizarro, cleared easily by Paradiso, but it's another throw for Bayern Munich. Most of the play in the 25 minutes or so we've had is in this half. Hargreaves' long ball and a wayward one. Cordoba, good ball for Delgado with Lizarazu run out. Poor service Delgado's had so far. Riquelme makes a mistake. Hargreaves gets away. Good little pace out of his first 2 or 3 yards. But he's balked in the end. It's a great story though. Somebody discovered as a teenager in Canada by a Bayern coach on holiday. Now here he is in the heart of one of the major clubs in the world, and also on the verge of perhaps a World Cup place too. Sagnol pumps it forward again aimlessly. They're missing out midfield, but they can't find the front man. Kelme, great control, getting away from Fink, but Sagnol does a fine job getting at him again. Hargreaves and Fink. Good recovery challenge there by Traverso. And recovered again by Kovac. Fink. They're working hard. They've got more ideas. Here comes Paulo Sergio. Pizarro, nice touch, tossed to Fink, will he have a go? Good block by Paradiso. Cleared by Martinez. Barras Esqueloto allowed to play on, and there's a chance here as the goalkeeper comes out. Great play by Oliver Kahn as Delgado went for it. That was a first-class bit of goalkeeping when he reacted to that long through ball. Certainly no jet lag there. And Kufor's under a bit of pressure. And it's fouled, and that's the end of it as far as Bayern and Esqueloto is concerned. And it's foolish of Kufor to get involved here, and foolish of Esqueloto to react. The free kick had been given. Kufor and Esqueloto clashing, but the best bit of play we've seen in the game was Oliver Kahn coming out to rescue the situation. Is he going to put Esqueloto as well? This is where Kahn reacted so cleverly. He looked as if he was going to lose that battle with Delgado. Did he show his studs? Was that an illegal challenge? Well, no. It was in the nick of time. Torsten Fink with a header. Elba touched on to Pizarro. Blocked by Paradiso. Strong challenge by Kovac. Back to Kufor. for Kufo again from Fink. And Escalado has won it. He's got Delgado free on the right-hand side. Delgado with a chance. Oh, it's a bad, bad miss. And he knows it because he's an experienced player. He'd done the job. There was a mistake in the Bayern defence. It looked as if the goal was wide open, and Marcelo Delgado, the 28-year-old international, misses it. Good play by Bayern's Escalado to get it. Sets up his colleague well, and why did he hit it first time? He didn't need to. He had time to steady it and pick his spot. But the opportunity went begging, and that's certainly the best we've had of the match. Expect to miss a situation like that was Marcelo Delgado. There was talk of him going to England, and Southampton has been one of the clubs connected with him. I hope they didn't see that. Riquelme. The feet juggled the other way from Torsten Fink. Pick up Bayern Escalado. They're starting to play a bit now, Boca. Riquelme again. Senna. Riquelme wants the ball, wants control, wants people to run for it. Good header by Robert Kovac. Once they can get into the game, no, they've definitely got a chance. Unless they miss them like Delgado did. Riquelme has it. Clever. Senna. They had the most glaring miss, but it seems to have put a bit of life into their veins. Not with that sort of a pass though. Kovac might get himself into trouble here, just stabs it away to his elder brother. Now Nico. Elba is on the right-hand side, but he can't find him, so he plays safe. And start again, it's better because they've got more space now. He's got Pizarro in the middle. Here's Fink. Hargreaves on the left is Paulo Sergio and Lizarazu. This looks promising for Bayern Munich, although Boca are coming back in numbers. Paulo Sergio. And poor cross, considering he had two big fellas to find in the penalty area. Fortunate to keep possession there. Villarreal. Over-ambitious. Sagnol has time. Hargreaves. Any occasional evidence of jet lag as far as Bayern Munich are concerned. Perhaps in defence, not in midfield. There's Razou. Schiavi cuts it out. Paulo Sergio almost got to it. Delgado to Riquelme. There's nobody on the left, so he's got to go right. And that meant trouble. No supporting runs from the left back at the moment. Hargreaves again, a lot of space on the left-hand side. Foul by young Calvo on Paulo Sergio. Three big players in the area, two on the edge, and Samuel Kufo is getting up into the danger area, and it's touched straight into the hands of Cordoba by Elba, I think. And that could so easily have been in the back of the net. Cleared by Treviso. That was not well defended by Boca. A little bit unfortunate there for Bayern Munich. Delgado, 2 against 1, easily defended. Schiavi coming in front of Elba. Treviso held off by Kovac. And Boca, I think, have gone into their shell again, as Bayern enjoy a bit of possession. Villarreal gets ahead to it, but it's still Bayern's ball. Paulo Sergio, Lizarazu, but that's a giveaway. And neither side can keep it for very long at the moment. Serna, Schiavi, Riquelme, and Traverso. And well cut out by Hargreaves. A lovely little quick run and feet. And here's Elba, just knocked it perhaps the wrong way, but still coming in. Elba going again for it. Got it back. Looks very lively. And well won there by Serna and Traverso. And that's a good ball out to Barras Esqueloto. Delgado in the middle. Riquelme just behind. Here's Riquelme. Again, 2 against 1. No support at all. Trying to win the corner. Gets the throw. It's so tight on him. Rodriguez coming for the occasion for the throw-in. Producer, not a clear header at all. Second one was much better. Robert Kovac to Lizarazu, in for Paulo Sergio. So 2 Brazilians and Peruvian up front. Barras Esqueloto getting it away from Hargreaves and making a few mistakes here. Serna trying to get one over the top for Delgado, offside anyhow, when perhaps it might have been easier to build with young Calvo on the right-hand side. So one glaring miss, and a lot of running so far. And he's right when he said this side hasn't got anything like as much authority as the side he fielded here last year, but they've only just come together, so you've got to give them time. Kovac does well to get there. Out comes Cordoba, thumps it away. And that comes to nothing. It's a little bit aimless. And quite a few of the players, the front players, are frustrated. Some of the service they're getting. Paulo Sergio will get by Villarreal first. This is Elba. It's gone wide with Schiavi. An ungainly player, Rolando Schiavi, from Argentinos Juniors recently. The sort of Maradona route to Boca, but I don't think he's got much of the Maradona skills. He's a strong, tough defender, and that's about it. And he's required here. Pizarro going forward here, and Cordoba punches away. The floor as the ball came to him was Niko Kovac, but Cordoba is hurt here. It's certainly a troublesome kick. Goalkeeper came, thumps the ball and gets thumped himself, and Elba's header going for goal, but not quite good enough. Powerful challenge from Cordoba, wide from Elba. It's been a marvellous career for him in South America. 12 major titles in his time with the club. No, not with this club, with in Argentine football. His one failure, surprising failure it was the short spell he had with Roma. So he didn't last too long. But everywhere else, as a player and a coach, he's been fantastically successful. Senna gets away from his man, getting it forward to the front then. That's a much more difficult task. They're forced back by Bayern. Route one from Schiavi, and unsuccessful route run, but they're back in possession briefly. Jovic and Samuel can't quite work it out. Esquilotto certainly putting himself about. Did well to create that opening for Delgado as we come towards the last 5 minutes of the first half, which has been wary rather than exciting. A couple of high moments, but not too many. Lizarazu. Fink and Elba complaining that he was bundled over in that challenge. Now then, Riquelme forward to Esquilotto, just too strong for him, but the flag was up for offside anyhow from the Swedish assistant referee over there. Difficult to tell from that angle, but an experienced official. Hitzfeld's side has had most of the possession, and the best chance has gone to the Argentine Boca Juniors. By Perdiso, but picked up again quite comfortably in midfield by Munich. Intercepted by Schiavi, but again it's Bayern Munich getting that loose ball. Schiavi coming in and now Elba! Didn't quite hit it cleanly. It's a difficult angle anyhow, but really came from poor clearances by Boca Juniors. Now Villarreal has been very, very quiet. The right-hand side has been very unproductive for Boca Juniors. That's another good ball, picked up by Pizarro. Pizarro tries the spectacular. Here's the shot from Elba, just off balance, so no real power. Up goes Delgado with Fink. Schelotto again, anything dangerous, and a number of players get round that danger man, but Boca have won it back again well. Here's Esquilotto, straight into Samuel, appeals for a free kick. Samuel is standing over him at this moment and probably saying not pleasant things to him in French. He certainly went for the free kick. And now the referee is going over to see what the damage is. A few explanations, I'm sure, from goalkeeper Oliver Kahn behind there. Frustration again. He's the liveliest of the Boca front men. He thought he should have got something there. He ran into him, didn't get anything for that, but the handoff was a bit violent. Elba holds his man off. Forward by Hargreaves to no avail at all. Well, perhaps they do need Stefan Effenberg after all. But when you think of the number of players that Bayern are missing here, that this side has never played together before, they haven't done really too badly. Free kick. game has slowed to a walking pace at the moment in the last seconds of the first half. And Bayern pushing forward again, and that's been largely the story of the first half, with some breakaways from Boca. Kovac loses out to Martinez and Traverso. Stab forward to Riquelme. Now, is there a chance of a break here? Gets space for himself beautifully on the right-hand side. He's got help. Here's Delgado! Then is that a penalty? And he's been booked for a dive, so it is not a penalty. It is a yellow card for a dive, and there's a little bit of a problem here now because Delgado has already been booked before, so the second yellow card means he's off. And do you remember, the first booking was for playing on after the whistle. The second booking was for a dive. Now they lose their best goal scorer. They're down to 10 men at the end of the first half. Well, how things are going badly wrong for Boca Juniors. Marcelo Delgado is sent off. It was a good through ball. He looked as if he got the better of Khan, but Khan didn't touch him. He went down, and the referee says that's a dive, that's a yellow card, and that's off. Well, that's not good for Boca, but it's bad for the game overall. We wanted to see a contest between two good sides, 10 against 10, 11 against 11, but now it's 11 against 10. It's not satisfactory. But disappointment for the coach. As Oliver Kahn, meanwhile, comes to the touchline for some treatment. Hopefully not in the clash with Marcelo Delgado. Now, did he touch him or not? It's a lovely through ball from Riquelme. Can you see a touch here as the challenge comes in? Definitely not. Didn't touch him. Well, that's a blow for everyone. Delgado had a good opportunity to nick it past him and whack it into the goal. He chose to go for the deception. He looked for the penalty. He didn't get it, and now his game is over. And what about Oliver Kahn? Well, we knew this referee, Kim Milton-Nielsen, was going to be tough. He was the referee, of course, who sent off David Beckham in the England-Argentina game of Saint Etienne in '98. No messing about there. But Oliver Kahn is back on, and we'll finish this half, and there can't be much of it left with Bayern 11 players, one of them limping. Boca Juniors 10 without Marcelo Delgado. It's all a little bit flat. It's opening up for a victory for Bayern Munich, or is it? Forward goes Pizarro, strong challenge. Pizarro again, away by Serna. Q4, nice play, first touch football by Bayern. Fink into trouble. Hargreaves gets him out of it. Free kick there. This half petering to an end, but it might have something spectacular in the tail for Bayern Munich, as Sergio and Lizarazu get the ball in from the middle. Up goes Elbert. Good header. And that's the last action of first half, which was quite slow in the way it shaped itself. A lot of possession for Bayern, not too many shots on goal. One glaring miss then from Marcelo Delgado. Then in the closing seconds, the irony on the face of the coach, Carlos Bianchi, Boca Juniors lose Marcelo Delgado for a second yellow card for diving. Welcome back to the National Olympic Stadium in Tokyo. Bayern Munich have been on the field for some time, eager to get back to action. They must think things are definitely going their way with the opposition down to 10 men. But we shall see. Or perhaps in Boca's case it will inspire them to something greater. And Riquelme has certainly been working hard, but closed down very, very quickly by some tough tackling and tough marking German defenders. As we restart the 22nd Toyota Cup with Bayern Munich fielding 11 players and Boca Juniors down to 10 after the sending off in injury time with the first half of Marcelo Delgado. I wonder what Coach Carlos Bianchi had to say at half-time. Certainly not over yet. In the history of this competition, the Cup has actually been won by a team of 10 men. That was in 91 when Red Star Belgrade won the Cup, and Savicevic was sent off against Colo-Colo just before half-time, incidentally. But at the time, they were 1-up. So I'm not sure whether that counts. And they eventually went on to win 3-0 with 10 men. Let's see if there's any way that history will repeat itself here. But Bayern Munich have had such wretched luck with injuries. Look as if they might have had something to encourage them here. And they were certainly the more aggressive side, more positive side in what was a somewhat spasmodic first half, with a very, very few chances. And you're putting one in for the middle for Pizarro, claiming that he was balked by Calvo. Calvo saying, well, he's just pretending, why did you book him? Painful at the moment for Ottmar Hitzfeld, who said he doesn't want to be involved in the Manchester United vacancy when Sir Alex Ferguson leaves. He's very, very happy at Bayern, and Bayern are certainly very happy with him. And he wants to end his coaching career with the Munich club. Of course, he came here with Borussia Dortmund and won the Toyota Cup. Now his elbow to Pizarro. Novak. Cut out by Schiavi. Hargreaves eager to get the ball back again into the danger area. Now Lizarazu to Hargreaves. They're starting with a bit of drive and panache here, Bayern Munich. Paulo Sergio. Difficult one for Cordoba. Got it. A marvellous year. Copa America, of course, as well as the Copa Libertadores. Didn't concede a goal when they hosted the competition in Colombia a few months ago. Now here's Kovac. I think supporting him behind here is Hargreaves. They're getting so many players forward. Just two players back for two players in an attacking role for Boca. One of them, Riquelme. Interested to see how they handle midfield if they push him up that far. Kovac. One of the problems for Bianchi's team is that their fullbacks haven't got forward as much as they normally do in games. Calvo looked as positive as the guy who went off, and the youngster at left back Rodriguez looks a little bit tentative. Bayern Munich at the moment are controlling things. And it's going to be hard work for Boca to keep him out. Too tight there, Calvo. That was an easy one for the Brazilian to get. to Sagnol. And this time Mr. Boca players are saying, hey, come on. He's making a lot of that. Bit of a hopeless chase there for Bayern. And back it goes from Kahn. Serna. Good turn by Niko Kovac. A little bit more room now for Bayern Munich. Is Sagnol. That's a rather hopeful one towards Kovac. And there's a bad pass from Bordiso. Sagnol into the middle to Hargreaves. Stays patient but doesn't stay accurate. Outnumbered up here with only Schelotto as the Spitz, the front man, if you like. Had a good pass out, and now they've picked it up again. Here's Riquelme. Riquelme tries a shot and over. Well, it's a bit encouraging for them. If anybody can pull it out of the bag, it'll be Juan Riquelme. Restarted as we see this way on going wide again. Schiavi gets it away. Lizarazu to Paulo Sergio. Must have been flying feet there, or two-footed tackle. Sort of an Oliver Kahn challenge. Too close, Riquelme, quite obviously. But they should have got themselves organised now. Kufor's in there as well. This is a threat now for Boca Juniors. Hargreaves kick, up goes the goalkeeper, punches out. Does well to get a hand to it quickly, but it's well won by Torsten Fink. In again, out the goalkeeper comes again. Same as before. Not a good ball from Lizarazu. Good ball by Serna to Traverso. Haven't seen him getting forward too much. Schelotto. Traverso, Riquelme. Now they're getting players forward. Serna. Well, what next? That might be the problem. Riquelme. It's almost training ground stuff here. Who've had their problems here, but they also had their problems getting into the Argentine side. Played under previous coaches, but not under the current one. He's done a little bit to further his cause here, Schelotto, and Riquelme to a certain extent. But at the moment, they're finding it hard work. Outnumbered, particularly in midfield. Here's Hargreaves. Lizarazu to Pizarro. Elba coming to help him. Wide to Kovac. Fink patiently playing it around, making Boca run. If it doesn't pay off here, it'll certainly pay off in the last 10 minutes of the game. Paulo Sergio blocked by the substitute Calvo. Keep the pace up, keep the tempo going, tire him out. Hargreaves shoots, hit the target but didn't test the goalkeeper. But they're certainly keeping the pace up well. Foul by Sagnol. I'm sure something spicy is going to happen between Sagnol and Schelotto. Although it was a good attempt, it didn't trouble the goalkeeper at all. But now Bayern get pretty well everyone behind the ball, bar Elba. Riquelme, lovely little touch. Barres, Esquilotto, Kelme, Esquilotto. There's some shirt pulling there, quite definitely, by Robert Kovac. Certainly they carried on a bit. Now, I think there was an appeal for handball here, but look at the shirt pulling there. Does that merit a yellow card? Not according to the Danish referee. It certainly merits a free kick. He's causing them some problems, Esquilotto. Burdisso, the big number 2 is up there, and there's some real physical interchanges here. Kelme shoots, and he runs straight into the goalkeeper, Burdisso, and Khan was chasing him. I think he might have done him a bit of damage if he could have caught him, but he didn't quite manage it. Shot straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, but Nicolas Burdisso thought he'd have a little go at that one, and Oliver Kahn didn't like it. Caught comfortably by Kahn, but look at the challenge coming in from Burdisso. And Kahn's after him. Meanwhile, we've had another somewhat violent challenge. If we don't watch out, there's going to be another red. But this looks distinctly unpromising for Boca Juniors, because some rough treatment on their star player. Treatment must be off the field, so they're down to 9 at the moment, unless he comes back on immediately, which he's trying to do, but the referee won't let him. No, he said, look, you've got to play the ball, and if Barres Esquilotto's got any sense, he'll kick it out. But Bayern are playing now against 9 men for the moment. Now Riquelme is on and he's in possession. Wins the throw-in. I wonder if he ever will leave Boca Juniors. He likes it in Argentina. He could do with more money. He's not particularly well paid. He would be very well paid at Barcelona, but somehow the negotiations keep breaking down. And there are even question marks about his pace and his skill. But although he doesn't train as energetically as others, he doesn't run as energetically as others, his skill on the ball and his perception and awareness of the game is fantastic. Fink to Hargreaves on the left. Again, as usual, he's got Lizarazu pumping it in, much too strong. Now, what can Rodriguez do with it? They can't get the ball away well at all. Now, what's this? It's a good run. Hargreaves putting in Lizarazu. This is danger, and it's cut out well by Nicolas Burdisso. That was stemming all again from not a particularly impressive clearance. Now the Bayern fans, and there aren't that many of them, are in good voice. Kufor's in there, coming the back of the box. Up he goes. Oh! Kovac with the spectacular attempt. Can't tell from this angle whether it was actually going in. But the big challenge here by Kufor and a couple of others. Here's another one. And now there's Elber, I think it is, lying injured in the penalty area. Got to go out, I think. for the Bayern Munich player. Well, he came only with 17 players, and including three goalkeepers. Two of them are on the bench, so he's short of players overall, but very happy at the moment to be enjoying having 11 players on the field, although one of them is now rejoining. From midfield, that's Kovac. Bit of sportsmanship between the two teams to get the ball back into play as the substitutes who can play warm up for Bayern Munich, including Carsten Janker, who could have a bit of aggression, height and weight to the front line. But there's no flow in the game at the moment. That's what we want. I suppose it suits Boca in some respects, but only if they can keep possession in the Bayern Munich half. Boca Juniors, a very colourful history, and a colourful list of VIPs here, including royalty in Japanese terms, and royalty as far as football is concerned, with the president of FIFA, with the two most powerful confederations, CONMEBOL and UEFA, well represented. Riquelme, at least 2 against 1 whenever he gets the ball. Yet another free kick. Exactly. How many are you going to let him get away with it? This is Kovac with the elbow, and then the leg, and then the free kick. Well, this could pay off now for the Argentine side with Schiavi up there. Bordiso has pushed forward. Riquelme if he doesn't watch out, because the referee wants it taken from the exact spot. He's a stickler, Mr. Nielsen, but that'll do for the time being. Now, with the big guys up there, can Boca Juniors get anything out of this? Bordiso and Schiavi. No. Pumped into the hole and away by Pizarro of all people. Bordiso's gone back to his defensive role. Barras Escalado tries a nifty turn, but he's totally on his own. Not a good clearance though from Kahn, picked up by Serna. They can work it again as Bayern push forward. Offside, says the Danish assistant referee. It's not been a happy night for him. There's been very little he's agreed with so far, and he must be so frustrated that he created the best chance of the game. It went begging, and now they're down to 10 men. Here's Fink, a lot of room here. Too much room. Pizarro. Elba tries to get a foot in there. Crowded out by Bordiso, the 20-year-old central defender. Robert Kovac gets it away. The two Kovacs played a lot together in previous clubs, particularly with Bayer Leverkusen. Then they went their different routes. One went off to Hamburg because he wasn't getting much of a game under Christoph Daum, and picked up for big fees by Bayern Munich just to strengthen their squad. That's how rich they are. Now, Riquelme picks it up, but he hasn't got any support yet, so he'll have to wait a bit and hang on. That's clever, too clever. Fouled. Riquelme, no foul. Riquelme is still writhing in agony. is that was a strange one, because I thought, first of all, he gave the free kick, then played on. Riquelme really made a meal of it. Was he fouled here? Well, it looked like a solid challenge from Paulo Sergio. Certainly some skilled play, but then he runs into a brick wall. But he's taken a battering, there's no doubt about that. He can't keep taking that sort of punishment. And if Boca lost him, I think they've pretty well lost everything. Although there is a young lad on the bench. Pinto is his name, and they say he's the next Juan Riquelme. We might yet see that. Juan Roman Riquelme. It's unusual for him to use his middle name in his shirt. The elbow, I think, that hit him as well as the backside and the thigh. It's good skill here. Big challenge there. Very, very quickly, Sanyol gets in to try and make his point that he's overdoing it. Certainly the Oscar-winning role in Riding of Agony looked a little bit over the top, but the challenge was certainly a fierce one. Now, what's the referee going to give? So they're down to 9 men again, and it's happening quite regularly. One doctor, one physiotherapist helping him there. Can't come on until the referee waves him on. Game's restarted. It's out. Now he can come on. But the flow of the game has been completely broken. There's no real excitement. There's no pattern of play from either side. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Perhaps not as bad as that one, but somebody's going to make a mistake, and the whole side's going to suffer. But Bayern, surprisingly, have lost the initiative, despite the fact they've got 11 men. Lizrazu with Sergio trying to run on the left-hand side. Lizrazu gets another attempt at it. Goodish cross, too deep for Cordoba. And it's put away by Rodriguez. A corner for Bayern Munich. Well, one of these has got to pay off. Hargreaves with the kick. Samuel Kuffour comes up into the penalty area. Away by Burdisso. Esquilado further on, and they start again. He was almost caught there by Esquilado. You've got to admire him for the amount of running he's doing. Riquelme, Esquilado. They're not out of it yet, Boca Juniors. Here's Riquelme running into a bit of a cul-de-sac there. Changing it to Rodriguez, who doesn't like to get forward. Sana, but he's hidden a bit there, where he could have made a bit of space, given an option for Sana, and it's easy for Sanyol. Game desperately needs a goal to force the other side to be a little bit more positive. Riquelme caught by Kovac. Late tackle. The tackle from behind. So the book says should be a sending off. It's going to be certainly something for the young defender. Well, a blatant challenge from behind, and with the president of FIFA watching, those challenges were meant to be completely outlawed. Elba. Schiavi tight in behind with help from Calvo. They're getting some bruises here, all these players. And with the Brazilian national coach watching, he was hoping to impress here for a chance of getting back into the Brazilian side. Heaven knows they need some informed players. Bayern's form recently has not been good. They have a golden opportunity here to snatch something and get a little bit of confidence back, if not some of the key players. Well run by Torsten Fink here. Falls for Elba. Well intercepted by Senna. Into a bit of space for Traverso. Oh, poor play by Samuel, and offside. And the bench of Boca comes storming towards the field to protest at that decision. And that would have been a golden opportunity again for Boca and for Barros Escalote. Now, is this offside or not? There goes the flag. When the ball was kicked, we can't tell perfectly from this angle. Certainly the assistant referee had a better angle than us, but they had a perfect angle too. They didn't like it. That came about a mistake by Sagnol. Is the jet lag? Is this gamble of playing their game against Nuremberg and then coming the day before the match? Is it going to prove costly for Bayern Munich, despite the fact that they've got 11 players? And Hargreaves is given a yellow card here for that challenge. And he protests too. Puts his foot in, or leaves his foot in on Christian Traverso. Well, somebody's got to drag this game into life. We've had a few personal battles, we've had a few physical battles, but flowing football, not too much. Lizarazu. And a slip there by Elba means the danger is over. Bayern Munich, it's amazing to think back that only a few years ago, 1860 Munich, their big rivals in the city, were much more powerful, much more famous club. These days, of course, nobody disputes who's number one. Formed originally from a gymnastics club. Boca Juniors, formed by a bunch of young lads who chose their colours of yellow and blue because a Swedish ship was passing, and they decided the first ship that passed, they take those colours. Now they're battling to do honour for Boca. They've got the disadvantage of losing their best striker. They're up against it here. Schiavi gets the ball away well with, again, players closing in on Riquelme. Does well to find Senna. Now Traverso plays it into trouble rather unwisely. Riquelme, great possession, but really hasn't got the pace to get away from anybody. Senna. Fink found Pizarro. Will he have a go from there? Pizarro's got space on the right-hand side now for Kovac. Oh, it was a bad pass because Elba had come to the near post. Kovac looking for support. Wasn't anybody there, and that's definitely an opportunity that went begging. No foul there, says the Danish referee. Another challenge on Riquelme. That's a tough one. That's a Peruvian challenging an Argentine. Villarreal really hasn't contributed that much, and it looks as if there might be a change. The thin bench of Bayern Munich with 2 goalkeepers. Short of numbers, looks as if they might be bringing Carsten Janker on. Surely they should be able to make the advantage of the extra player pay. But we haven't seen much of it though in the second half. And that's credit to Boca. Lizarazu. Fink wide on the right. Sagnol, look at that space there. What's he going to do with it? Nothing. Comes out again to Fink. They've gone a long way back now, Boca. They're leaving space for Bayern to play around in midfield. Surely this is, I was going to say, make them pay, but some of the crosses have been poor. Good control by Barros Escalada. Can they go here? Oh, that was well cut out by Fink. What a good bit of recovery that was from the 34-year-old. Pizarro, in the end, fouling his man. Now we're going to get a double substitution then. Sforza and Janker are coming on. Hargreaves and Niko Kovac are coming off. So midfield for midfield and front man an extra. So Janker, who can get into the German side but can't get into Bayern Munich side, which shows you how things have gone recently. Well, that was they're claiming deliberate handball. When that ball went off, he tried to retrieve it, and if he doesn't watch out, if that's deliberate handball, well, that's what the law says, that's a problem too, but sensibly he's not doing anything. The ball had gone out of play. So 2 fresh players for Bayern Munich. An extra player up front. Looking for Janker, that's poor one, nowhere near him. And he's 193. Should be able to pick him up. Appeals by Paulo Sergio. I don't think he gets anything. So it looks as if Paulo Sergio's gone onto the right-hand side. Carsten Janker, formerly played his soccer in the East Germany, as it was called a few years ago. Likes to, or his game apparently improves when he's angry. So a couple of challenges from Schiavi or Bordiso should do the trick. I don't expect they'll be long in coming. Is Sforza, the Swiss international, Swiss captain too. Janker's still got it. Sforza, bit more pace, bit more momentum now. Good cross. Janker, too strong for him. Going to be picked up by Sagnol and pumped back in again. Elba, goal kick. Bit livelier now though. .33 minutes of the second half, and Bayern, with 2 substitutes on, coming to life a bit. Kovac. Pizarro breaks fortunately for Sforza. Gets it out to Lizarazu, a real bad one, and he gets another chance to redeem himself. And they're running on the ball, and give out Janker. And punched away, but the whistle had gone, I think. There's some tiredness there. First of all from Lizarazu, then from the mental concentration of the Boca defence. Weren't sure where the hell it was, and then finally Janka gets a little dig at it, and Cordoba punches away. But the whistle had already gone. But big Carsten Janka's already injected a bit of life into Bayern. Kovac, Pizarro. Form here, of course, is if it's even at 90 minutes, we go into extra time. If it's still in level, we have penalties. All of which has happened before in the history of this glorious event, but we're hoping we can resolve it a little bit quicker than that. Certainly Boca Juniors are, and the jet-lagged Bayern Munich, I think, will want to get on with it. Villarreal, foul by Janka. It's not been an easy one for 22-year-old Javier Villarreal. Played in the Libertadores final. The two legs of that was subbed off on both of them, and he's been quite quiet. This Senna with a kick up to Barras Escalota, who's had a great game. Not a particularly good cross though. That was tired because he needed one more step to get by his man, then pull it back. Couldn't do it, but so busy, covered acres and acres of ground. And they're still singing. Difficult time for Argentina generally, and for Argentine football overall. They're very short of cash, never short of talent, but it is affecting the development of the game. This is a club, of course, where Maradona made the number 10 very, very famous before he went off to Europe. They did have well, they still do have a Japanese player, Nohuru Takahara, in their squad, but the coach, Bianchi, decided to leave him out because he wasn't quite on top form, which was pretty harsh in the circumstances, but that's football at the top. Now, Lizarazu, chased by Barras Escalota, fouled by him. Pretty obviously a yellow card for the busy number 7, Guillermo Barras Escalota, 28-year-old, 5 goals in the Copa Libertadores and 1 yellow card here. With Janka up there with tossed the finger, and here's a chance to Pizarro, and Cordoba did a great job and is castigating his defence for being a little bit slack. Very, very good indeed by Oscar Cordoba. Great block, similar to Carnes in the first half. But it's a corner with a selection of big guys in there, packing that penalty area, and well held again by the Colombian 31-year-old. But sadly, although it's been a great year for Cordoba, there's no World Cup for him. Had Colombia scored one more goal, they would have been possibly in the World Cup finals, but certainly contending that place with Australia, which went well for Uruguay. It's out, and it's a throw-in to Boca Juniors. Roberto leaves it. He had a very dominant game last year. He hasn't been anything like as influential in this one. Villarreal to Riquelme. As always, tightly marked. Loses it. Pizarro and Lizarazu breaking away here. A lot of freedom on the right-hand side. Paulo Sergio, can they make it count here? Bayern Munich. Fink to Lizarazu. Can't get the cross in. They're definitely leg weary now. Look at the space there for Sagnol. What about a good cross though? Can't even get a cross in. Poor play. Barris Esqueloto. What drama it would be if Boca Juniors could pick this one up. This is a great run here, but the covering was particularly good again by Fink. And how extraordinary that Torsten Fink is not a regular international, although he does every job very, very well in midfield. Not spectacular, but very, very effective. Here he is again. The tempo's gone out of the Bayern game, but they're still finishing quite strongly. Janka and trying to flick it on. Elbow almost got a boot to it. The whistle's gone anyhow. And you can see what Ottmar Hitzfeld meant when he said a couple of days ago that Bayern's form has suddenly dropped. Although they might be short of key players, although they're short of players who dictate the shape of a game, they've still got plenty of quality internationals, and they've just lost a bit of confidence. And they should really, in the situation here, be able to grab this game and go for 2 trophies. Janka, pursuit in vain. Well, we're getting closer and closer towards the spectre of extra time, which I don't think either side wants. Sforza getting involved infrequently. Another foul, another stoppage, and yet another free kick, which will be pumped into the penalty area by Sforza. That was kicked away, and that was rather foolish. It was Riquelme as well. Now, a gaggle of big guys in that penalty area for the cross. Surely they should be able to do something sometime. Well, it was a clear header, but it didn't trouble Cordoba. Pizarro again tries the quick ball up to Riquelme, holds it up well, but what about the support? He hasn't got much. Barris Esqueloto, of course, but he loses it. Lizarazu, they're all tired. The 10 men are tired because they're doing extra running. The Bayern Munich because of the jet lag. But can they grab this trophy in the closing minutes? Paulo Sergio. Throw in to Bayern Munich. Torsten Fink. Is that a better cross? No. Cut out by Rolando Schiavi. Sforza to Lizarazu. They're out on their feet, these guys. You can tell by some of the passes that are coming in here. But it's interesting that no substitution by Hitzfeld's rival. You'd have thought with 10 men, they might have wanted somebody with a little bit of energy in there. But no, he's putting his faith in the 10 that are out there, having had to make one substitution early on, of course. Well, that was half a chance for Traverso to find Riquelme. Well, if anybody scores in the last 2 minutes, that will certainly put the lid on it. Pizarro. Now, Paulo Sergio, will he have a drive? Perfectly held by Cordoba, who's done everything exceptionally well. But a flurry of activity in the closing moments. sitting back a little bit now, leaving them perhaps too much space. Paulo Sergio running. Well intercepted by Bordiso. Riquelme is very, very happy in possession. Perhaps too happy in possession. No foul. And he's distraught. And Boca could have been in trouble, but aren't. The ball wasn't good enough, and we've had to say that a few times in this match. And so we're going to get 4 minutes of time added on. Plenty of time for someone to grab the glory. And heaven knows we need it. A weakened Bayern Munich, a tired Bayern Munich, but still 11 men against 10 men of Boca Juniors. Sforza, Schiavi did well. Senna, it's a good ball to Barros Escalotto. Could they do the unlikely and get a winner here? Escalotto, 2-4, easy. Somewhat of a hurried clearance by Oliver Kahn. Not a good one from Senna. There are some weary people out there. The first selection, incidentally, of the Bayern Munich team travel first class in bed seats. The substitutes travel business class. So there's a class distinction in Bayern Munich, but top class. He's overdone it. He thought he was going to get the throw, but I don't think he had any chance at all of that. It's been one long protest. Now, Sforza, Janka, it's a difficult ball to him. Janka does well to get it. And there's some good control there by Boca to get it away, but again, a difficult ball for Escalotto, and he battles. Loses out to the Croatian Kovac. Falls down. The bench come out and protest, but I can't believe he expected to get anything out of that. That's ridiculous. It's very untidy out there. Now Scalotto might recover rather fast because Boca Juniors are coming into the attack, and he has done that. Well, the old magic wand works. Now, a few conjuring tricks from Riquelme would do the job here. He manages to get a throw in at least. And the burst of applause from the Boca supporters to our right. We're in the closing minutes now. We need to resolve this for all our sakes. Guess who? Now what's he want? Free kick. Oh, this is good. Battered and bruised, but still going. And up comes number 6, Rolando Schiavi. Bordiso is coming up. Rodriguez is there. Riquelme's kick. Punched out by Kahn with Schiavi on the near post. Rodriguez, a little bit untidy. Now, players all over the place now. Can Bayern Munich go for gold in the last few seconds? Janka's miss it past, lucky to find a colleague. Paulo Sergio to Sagnol. Elba's over on the far post. This is for Janka, flicks it on. Elba can't get there. It's away by Calvo. Offside, the flag is up, but the referee says play on. Almost for Pete's sake, but here's Lizarazu with a big cross. Now this is a better one. Janka can't get there, a push. No, appeals anyhow. And that is the final whistle. or the 90-minute whistle at least. The 10 men have hung on. The 11 men of Bayern Munich were simply not good enough to break the deadlock. And that is great credit to the Libertadores champions. Field. Last time we went to extra time was 1995, where Gremio and Ajax met. That was 0-0. We eventually resolved it with penalties. Are we pointing that way again? So, extra time in the 22nd Toyota Cup here in the National Olympic Stadium. 0-0. 11 men of Bayern Munich in red against the 10 men of Boca Juniors in blue and yellow. Boca have done well. It's hard to say they almost won it, but they've certainly done well to keep it out. And there's a scramble. Goalkeeper Cordoba beaten that time by Pizarro. We were just looking at a couple of the instances in the second half where Pizarro of Peru was denied by good goalkeeping. That time he was denied by a bit of bad luck. Good effort, good header, just past the post. Riquelme and Kufort challenging. It's a throw in to Boca Juniors. Well, will his last big game for Boca Juniors end in triumph or despair? Quite a few teams have won the trophy twice, and Sao Paulo and AC Milan have won it twice consecutively. So he's not hitting the high spots there, but he certainly will be hitting the high spots if he wins anyhow, because he'll be the third. It'll be the third Toyota Cup he's won, once with Vélez Sarsfield, and twice, if they win it, with the Boca Juniors, which is some record. But it's Bayern Munich on the attack. Up goes Palacejo. Schiavi couldn't get it clear. Cordoba picks it out of the air comfortably and makes poor old Guillermo Barros Esqueloto run again for nothing. Fink, Sforza and Lizarazu. Surely they can make the space and possession pay. Sforza to Janka. Now Lizarazu with a bit of room to get a good cross in. Good angle too. Not a good enough cross though. This is a player who's won every major trophy. This is the only one he hasn't won. But some of the crosses he's put in doesn't look like it. Well, won by Sforza. Now, Zaniol has had space all day. Hasn't been able to get past his fullback very often. Traverso caught in possession, unnecessary. Pizarro. Very few variations on the theme by Munich. They always get near to the penalty area and then pump one forward for a header. It's almost English in the approach. Teresa, that was good interception. Riquelme, he never gets rid of it quickly. Well, he won the free kick, but what's the point? Bayern Munich will get plenty of players back, 11 if they need to. There was an opportunity there to knock it square to Villarreal. Elba outnumbered. Rodriguez gives it to Traverso. stuff from Cordoba, but they're under pressure a bit. Serna, because he was under pressure, he passes badly, and possibly because he was a bit tired, but Bayern did the job there. They pursued it. They physically have come to life a little bit, perhaps. Lizrazu, Sforza, Willy Sagnol. Feels that Schiavi was leaning on him as he went for the header. Two big guys there in physical contest. Schiavi waiting for treatment. But it's the same old story. Boca Juniors defend pretty well in the air. And when they don't, then goalkeeper Oscar Cordoba has been on great form. But is there any signs of Janka getting angry? Because that's when he's at his best. Looks fairly placid at the moment. Kufor coming to it strongly. Won by Rodriguez. Kelme. No chance of Escalada getting that, but he did get rid of it quickly. It's not walking pace exactly, but it certainly isn't quick, for obvious reasons. But that, to a certain extent, plays into the hands of Boca Juniors. One man light for all of the second half. They've done pretty well. Castanyanca and Treviso. Sagnol, this is better. Paulo Sergio blocked by big Rolando Schiavi. And a hopeful ball punted forward. Kovac, ooh, almost caught out. Paris Escalada has done that before today. Fink to Lizarazu. Bayern Munich haven't always done the simple things well. If they had done, I think they'd have been in the dressing room now celebrating. Well done by Elba. This is more likely. Ball clearance status. Sforza wide to Lizarazu. Sforza again with Serna. Sforza still with it. The Swiss wins. Sagnol pumping forward. This is a difficult one. And now Yang. Oh my goodness. How did he miss that? Castanyanca with a clear strike at the goal and straight into the arms of Cordoba. Plenty of space here. And did it hit the flying body and kill the pace? That was a golden opportunity for Janka, though. A player who finds it difficult to get into the club side and does well for Germany. Lizrazu, corner. They don't seem to mean that much. Now a substitution imminent for Boca Juniors, and this is the 22-year-old who's allegedly going to be a bit of a star in midfield for them. Gustavo Pinto waiting to come on. It's going to be Villarreal, I think, who comes off via a stretcher, which again further breaks the flow, plays into the hands possibly of Boca and Carlos Bianchi. I don't know. Certainly doesn't help the spectacle. So I think he might be leaving us for good. in theory, he should do it by the centre of the field, but he's off. Pinto is on, and it's going to be a corner. Castanhanca, Sergio Elba in the goal area. Castanhanca beaten by Schiavi, who's sticking tight with him the whole of the game since he's been on, and they've done it very effectively too, except for that one shot that Janka had straight into the arms of Cordoba. Schiavi again. Good little touch there by Scalotto to get that to Riquelme. He was never easily dispossessed, but doesn't pass it very quickly sometimes. But wins the throw-in. Kufor, good leap. He's not the biggest central defender in the world, but timed that well. Now, this is better play by Boca Juniors. Kufor again did well to keep it in play, and Bayern Munich in possession. Good stuff. Sforza to Sagnol. Better cross this time? No better. But it's Lizarazu to pile one in poorly. And put it down to the jet lag. Balas Esquilotto with Kovac. It's straightforward and routine stuff at the moment. We're just looking for a moment of brilliance, an error. Somebody to decide this contest. Now, there's Razu. To Sforza, he looks around, he knows he's got a lot of space. Paulo Sergio to Sagnol. What about the cross this time? Janka! Good cross. He was off the near post, a difficult one, just wide. This time he did pick his man out, but he had to kill the pace of it, and he didn't. Too much power, and over it goes. Meanwhile, the coach of Boca Juniors is onto the field, giving them some instructions. Because Sagnol certainly had a run of this right-hand side. Clemente Rodriguez, the 20-year-old, has found it very difficult to get anywhere near him. Bayern should have done a lot better with those crosses. Elba's gone wide on the left-hand side. This is Janka. Sforza was given a poor return. Serna gives it away. Fink. He hasn't done much wrong. Lizarazu. Now then, go for it. Still Lizarazu, and that surely must be a penalty. No, he was pulling his shirt, and Bayern protest that he was balked, but the referee says, forget it. Well, Lizarazu gets the return. Can he get hold of the ball before he goes off? Whether he can or whether he can't, he was being held. So what do you make of that? Kufor gets ahead of it. It's only down to Traversa. That's a good play. Now, Scalotto's down injured. But the referee declining to allow the medical staff of Boca onto the field. All they want is the first aid team to get him onto the stretcher and get him off, because they feel, and I think he's probably right, that all these interruptions make it difficult for the game to flow, but get us towards penalties, which would, of course, level things in terms of numbers from Boca's point of view. Now, nothing is surely further from mind of Boca and Bayern, but we'll have to wait and see. They've taken him off that side of the field when the medical team is this side of the field. So the medical team now has run across the field, and the referee is saying, no, you're not supposed to do this, and I have a good mind to give you a yellow card, but you're running away from me anyhow. I'm not sure. Yes, he's writing in his notebook, so the doctor and the physiotherapist have been booked. Meanwhile, the game, such as it is, goes on. Paulo Sergio. Rodriguez. Esquiloto's back on the field of play. Now, Fink. Sagnol. That's a good cross. And the flying figure there was Paulo Sergio. He claims he was pushed, but the referee turns a blind eye to that one. There's still danger, though. Put away by Schiavi. Corner then to Boca. We've had 15 minutes of this first period of extra time. Oh, gracious me. Oh, and that was a drive, and somehow a drive wide hit the head of Elba. And it's all falling apart here as another player is booked. That was extraordinary, that one. But he's booked. Elba fouled, wants to take it quickly, elbows his opponent off. Sagnol. Surely they're going to make one of these crosses pay sometime. Schiavi, I think, clashes accidentally, shall we say, with Carsten Janker. Paris Esquiloto, great control. And there he goes. There were 2 or 3 players asking for a pass. But that sort of approach to the game seems to have disappeared some time ago. And that's the end of the first period of extra time. It wasn't really any better than the rest of the game. They're battling manfully on, but it's getting closer and closer to the dreaded penalties, which would suit Boca and would make Bayern Munich even more tired. That was Gremio and Ajax. Oliver Kahn hasn't been too busy in the last stages of the game, but Cordoba certainly has been, with distinction. But there's time yet. Got to remember that both these two teams resolved their finals with penalties, and indeed Boca Juniors won the semi-final of the Copa Libertadores on penalties. So they're used to it. It seems they're not used to scoring goals just this moment. Second period of extra time of the 22nd Toyota Cup. We've drawn a blank so far, and we need to keep reminding ourselves that it's 10 men of Boca Juniors against the 11 men of Bayern Munich. Riquelme is going to be in trouble with the Danish referee, and really he's quite lucky to have avoided it so far. Sforza. Sagnol. Oh, this is clever play, and pulled down. No. Was that another dive? Referee, again, not interested in the histrionics of Elba. Good header by Kufor. He looks as strong as ever. Whoops, bad pass to him. Retrieved by Sagnol, given away by Sagnol. It's all very untidy. and it's all going to end in tears quite soon. Two champions really have been pretty blunt. Bayern missing players. Boca down to 10, but really we should have produced more than this. Oh, Fink didn't know it was coming. Fink has a shot. He wasn't ready for that, wasn't well set up for it. Not the sort of player who gets too many goals. Came from Karlsruhe in '97. 1 goal in 24 last season. Senna couldn't get through the pack ranks of Bayern plus referee, and it's Bayern Munich in possession again. Sagnon, so much freedom over the right-hand side there, resisting giving it to him, because nothing's come from it so far. Sforza to Lizarazu, and now this is a good one, and again a good header from Schiavi. Kufor. One of these crosses surely has got to pay off. Nobody's really getting behind the defence though. So some good defending by Bordiso, and Schiavi particularly have kept the sheet clean so far. Riquelme loves a little trick or two. Now then, what about Pinto? No. Bit of space here for Pizarro and Sforza. Sforza again, tight marking by Boca Juniors. Not so much movement by Bayern Munich. They're tired anyhow, you can expect that. Now, Lizarazu. Can he get behind the defence? He can't, but he can get a corner. But we've said that before a few times. Kufor comes up. Surely Kastenyanka and Pizarro, who've had good headers, must get one on target to beat the goalkeeper soon. Off the line, Elba, and put in by Kufor. Kufor has the final strike. Boca kept it out. They're protesting to the referee that there was an infringement. They're on the halfway line saying that there was something wrong with that, but the Danish referee is backing away from them, and the goal is going to stand. And Samuel Kufor in the losing side against Manchester United in the Champions League final, in the winning side against Valencia in the Champions League final, gets the goal that could make them the winner here. Well, there's all hell let loose in that penalty area as it came across. First of all, I thought Elba had it, then it comes out to Kufor, and from about 3 yards he could hardly miss. The corner that beat the goalkeeper. Fink had the first header, Elba had the second shot, Kufor had the one that counted. Cordoba that time beaten off the line by Rodriguez, just rescued again by Rodriguez, punched in by the Ghanaian. So we're not going to hit for penalties if it stays like this. Time for Boca Juniors to come back into it, or for perhaps the rejuvenated Bayern Munich to wrap it up completely. If they lose their heads too much, it's going to be major trouble and disaster as well as defeat. Certainly plenty of bookings. Senna, Delgado too, of course, so he's off. Rodriguez, Barras Escalote, Schiavi, so substitution salvo comes off. And an 18-year-old comes on. It's Carreño who's on. So they put a forward on, taking the defender off, which is sensible, the 10 men. Number 16, Carreño, is on, was not used in the Copa Libertadores. He scored his first goal just recently against Racing, current leaders. Riquelme doesn't get rid of it quick enough. Elbow, deep, too deep. We've had 7 minutes of the second period of extra time. It's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Kovac gets the header. Now Riquelme. Again outnumbered. Less effective in this game than he was last year. He's had less room. It's Forza. No foul. So at the moment there, we've got 3 players up front, Boca Juniors, which means obviously they've got a massive hole in midfield. They're leaving Riquelme, Carreño, the new substitute, and Barros Esqueloto up there. So Bayern Munich should get even more midfield control. Lizarazu. Oh, that's a good attempt on goal, rather than the cross. Or should we call it just an attempt on goal? Barros Esqueloto loses it to Fink, who had that first header that eventually resulted in the goal by Samuel Kufor. Oh, here's Fink. So to Pinto. Oh, that was not a good challenge. Kovac on Riquelme. Khan boots the ball down the other end of the field. Another one quickly brought on from the sidelines, so it doesn't matter too much. It does matter though to Carlos Bianchi's side. All Bayern players back behind the ball. Riquelme with the kick. Schiavi's up over the far side. There's Schiavi! Well, I don't know whether it was a clear header or not. He was racing and leaping to try and get contact with that, but his run wasn't timed particularly well because he had plenty of time to get hold of that one. And didn't. And their chances of driving this one into penalties are receding by the second. Traverso lost that one. Rodriguez gets it. Traverso penalised for the challenge on Castanyanca. Get this going. It's Palasoja to Sagnon. Elba, who hasn't, I don't think, impressed the Brazilian coach Luis Felipe Scolari in this match. Siena didn't impress anybody with that clearance either. Couldn't intercept it. Elba knocks it back well to Pizarro. Square space to Paulo Sergio. Fink. This is a more confident play by Bayern Munich. We're leading by 1-0. Lizarazu takes a player away. He'll run down the left-hand side. Sforza waits. Now cross, which Cordoba gets when over on the far post, Castanyanca was absolutely free. was a challenge by Carreño. Not sure I let it go because Rodriguez needs a motorbike to get hold of that one. Well, it's spasmodic, as most of the game has been. It looks like being resolved by quite a scruffy goal. And one of the few players left on the bench for Bayern Munich is now going to be brought into play. It's going to be Pablo Thiam, the Ghanaian international. But not just yet. Sforza. So much space. Sanyol doesn't really know what to do with it. In fact, almost lost it again. Pizarro turned into trouble. And away goes Carreño. Good challenge by Novak, but has he got himself into trouble here? Doesn't matter, he's played it up, but that was well-timed. The Croatian needed to get hold of that one. But we're waiting to make the substitution. And the player to come off, if they allow him to come off, he's deliberately not looking this way, is Pizarro. Now we've got him. Pizarro off, forward, on midfield, or as has been used as. Paris Esqueloto. Schiavi. I think we've got to retake it, have we? Because the assistant referee, because he was looking after the substitution, wasn't in place, so we've taken it against Senna. We'll take this one. Senna comes again, it's a better one. Chase by Elba and Rodriguez, comes to nothing, it's only a throw-in. So we've got seconds left really for Boca Juniors to pull this one round. You've got to feel a little bit sorry for them. 10 men for all of the second half, all of this extra time. They conceded one late. But Delgado will be the guilty one. 2 yellow cards for really irresponsible play. Now, Thiam, space. Elba keeping it away from the danger area as far as Boca are concerned. He's not too worried about the goal kick. It doesn't look as if Carlos Bianchi's dream is going to come true. It looks as if he's going to have a frustrating end to his time with Boca Juniors, as Bayern Munich, leading by 1-0 in the closing moments of extra time here, keep possession, fragment the game, enjoy the stoppages if you like. We're going to have 2 minutes of time added on in this long, drawn-out affair, which has had a few highlights, but not nearly enough. Sforza quickly to Lizarazu. Can they wrap it up here once and for all? This is better. And Cordoba again with distinction, as he's shown all through the game, blocks it. We're into that extra 2 minutes, and they're just employing time-wasting tactics. And a free kick as Paris Esqueloto has run and run and run, and created a couple of opportunities. His frustration boils over again. He and his twin both played last year as Gustavo, his twin brother, went off to Spain. He's now back again in Argentina. But this is Bayern Munich ending on a high note. Into time added on here. Sforza with a kick. And Blanca with what looked like a defender's assault on Cordoba's goal. Can Boca get it up into the Bayern half in the last few seconds? They can't even get possession. And again it breaks down. It's been the story of the game, I'm afraid. Elba now needs some attention. The referee going over to him. That'll just mean another delay. This time last year, Boca were about to leap into frenzied celebrations, which included climbing on the goalposts and saluting their fans for a good half an hour after the award ceremonies. It's going to be different this time. And there is the final whistle. The Danish referee puts an end to our misery, but in fact, I think Boca are justified in saying, well, we didn't really look like having 2 minutes of time added on there, and on our watch we didn't make that. But referee's the boss, and that is the end for Boca Juniors, but that's the beginning of the celebrations for Bayern Munich. But to be fair to everybody, it wasn't a spectacular victory, but they will say, well, look at how you get your victories. It's the winning that counts, and the defeated will feel it just as hard, despite the fact that they made valiant efforts to keep the game going when they were down to 10 men. Congratulations for the Bayern president, Franz Beckenbauer, from the FIFA president, but really, we felt that during the course of the game, the tiredness of Bayern Munich did show. Successful in the last few days. They could do, I think, with finding a few of their injured players. But for the moment, they're quite happy with the outcome. They gambled on coming late, and the gamble has paid off. And for Boca, who put everything into this, 3 months they prepared for it in the way they picked their sides for the league, which they weren't never going to win, and the way they came here 6 days early, trained twice a day. 2 trophies then for Bayern Munich. The Intercontinental Trophy, which Franz Beckenbauer's era won in 1976, and the Toyota Cup.